That's all it is. We can enlarge this enormously. Anything that's fixed, any fixed income in our life has been fixed by us, by an acceptance or a belief. So we want to enlarge that and really let it go. Think for a moment about money and success and work. Anything that's fixed, any fixed income in our life has been fixed in bills and debt and envy and lack and guilt. How do you feel about that? What are your beliefs about it? What do you think about your work? Do you think work is a drudge that you have to go through? Or do you see it as something that you really love to do and enjoy? What do you feel about debt? Is debt something that really drags you down? Or do you just see it as something that you can take care of easily and you don't allow it to pile up? What is your belief about lack? Is lack something that's always in your life? Or can you see that lack could be something that's part of the past and is not part of what's going on now? Again, what do you feel about bills? Bills are these things that people get such stuff on. But they're only pieces of paper and saying somebody trusted us enough. And what about envy? Are you jealous and envious of people who have? And what about guilt? Do you really feel that you don't deserve? See, these are all poverty-oriented thinking patterns. Any negative thought that you have about money is poverty-oriented. So listen to what you say and listen to what you're thinking. I love the exercise of having people clean out their closets. Go and clean out your closets and your refrigerators. Take all the stuff in the closets that you haven't worn in a period of time and either sell it or give it away or burn it. But get it out so that you have room for the new. You want to make room for new stuff to come in. So clean out your closets, let it go. And as you're doing it, you say this thing of, I'm cleaning out the closets of my mind. Same thing with refrigerators. You know, is that a place where there's lots and lots of little bits of food stuck in the corners? Get it all out. Clean it out. Make room. Because people who have very cluttered closets and very cluttered refrigerators have cluttered minds. They're not thinking clearly. It's just symbolic. That's all it is. It's symbolic of what we have in here. You know, you can do some wonderful affirmations in the morning when you get up. And again, I love this gesture because it's so symbolic, and it says to the universe, I'm ready, I'm ready. You know, and just say, I'm open and receptive to receiving all good. This is a wonderful day of prosperity. One of the affirmations that I've used for a long time is that my income is constantly increasing. Just that simple. My income is constantly increasing. And then I watch it happen. What we believe for ourselves is going to come true. And when we're doing our affirmations, again, if you do a positive affirmation and the negative comes up, just say thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. You want to hear it. We don't want to run from the negative affirmation. But what we want to do is acknowledge it, but not give it power. Not give it power. So whatever's coming up. So when you hear them, write them down again. Write them down and give yourself a chance to then turn them around into positive affirmations. Yes. Yes, can we get the lady over in the corner there? Let me see.
My biggest fear about money is that I won't be able to make enough money in the career that I want. I grew up in Beverly Hills, but I never had enough money like my friends did.
Yes, yes.
And so that was always that feeling like I never had enough.
Yes, yes.
And also I've been sick since 1986.
Well, that keeps you out of the running. Yes.
And that keeps me out of having to deal with.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's one way to deal with it. See, a lot of people do that. They will go into ill health because then you can't expect people to do anything, and it just takes you out of the running completely, and somebody else has to take care of you. But it's a terrible price to pay. How would you like your life to be?
Well, I would like. I see myself moving more towards how I'd like it to be because I've been working on this kind of stuff for like 3 years. I'm feeling like the love part is really abundant. I've got a lot of love. So how else I would like it to be is where I'm comfortable and feeling free in the job that I do and the career that I want. I'd like to work at the career that I want to work at and make enough money to live and get over that issue already.
Okay, then why don't you make that an affirmation? I am working at the career that I really enjoy, and I'm making an abundance of money, and I'm comfortable with it. Money has become my friend, and I have all that I need. Put it into an affirmation and say it every day. Say it, and every time those negative thoughts come up, just say this over and over again. You've got to tip the scale.
So you believe that if I say that on a daily basis, those thoughts will really begin to change, and I believe it because
if you're willing to let go of them, if you're willing to let go of them, if you really want to hold on to them, then it won't work. And what do you do when you're not doing that affirmation? You see, remember, every thought we think and every word we speak is an affirmation and going out and coming back. So if you do one affirmation 3 times a day, that's great, but what are you doing the rest of the time? That's what's important. I love myself. I'm willing to go beyond my past. I am the only person who chooses my thoughts now. You know, I work in a career that I really enjoy. I'm earning good money. I'm comfortable with it. I release the limitations of my parents. I let them go. You've got part of your life working nicely now. So you know, work on this now. You'll get it. Again, remember, our parents had lots and lots of beliefs about money, and we picked up a great deal of it. So what were your parents' beliefs? It's another good thing to sit down and write down, make a list. What did my parents believe about money? And write it all down, and then look at it and say, am I choosing to believe that now? I like to use the word choice and choosing in lots of the questions that I ask myself, because I want to make sure that I understand that I am choosing to do what I'm doing. I don't have to do it. It's a choice. So do I choose to believe what they believe, or would I like to believe something else? Again, we want to go beyond our parents' limitations. And I think many of us had parents that grew up in the Depression, and for them there was a lot of fear, but we're not there now. We're not there now. If you want to change your job, first of all, if you say, I hate this job, it is not going to get you what you want. All you're going to do is take dissatisfaction with you into the next job. What I like to tell people to do if they want to change a job, first of all, is bless this current job with love. Put a lot of love into it. Thank it for being there when you wanted it, when it was there, when you first got it. And know that you're now passing it on to somebody else that will love it and will probably do an even better job than you're doing. Then, in that state, then open yourself to a wonderful new position. Know that there are people out there that are looking for exactly what you have to offer, and that you're being brought together on the checkerboard of life. I love that image of, here you go, oh, hi, there you are. But you know, it's been happening like this for a while. And that you're working somewhere that uses your talents and abilities. You're being fulfilled. You're working with and for people that you love and that love you, and you're earning a good income. And it's in a beautiful location. You know, put it all in, and with that sort of atmosphere, then you can attract something wonderful to you. It's the same thing with an apartment or a home. If you want to move from where you are, don't run around saying, oh, I hate this apartment, because you're not going to find something you really love, or if you do find something nice, you're going to find this awful dissatisfaction in it right away because you're taking your consciousness. When you moved to your apartment, it was wonderful. So put love into it and say, thank you for being here for me. We really had a good time, and now it's time for me to move on. And I know somebody else wonderful is going to come and live here. And then I'm opening myself to a wonderful new place to live in the perfect location, you know, with lots of light and sun and air. If that's important to you, it's very important to me. And put in everything that you want, and always add, at a price I can easily afford. at a price I can easily afford. Don't limit yourself and don't put something on there. Put it at a price I can easily afford. Then it's amazing what can come in. That is exactly what you want. Same thing with a car. If you want to leave the car that you have, if you want a new one, put love into it. Thank it for being there for you. And say, I'm moving on now. I'm moving to a wonderful new car. And I know somebody else will love you. The more you can do that, the better it is. The better it is. Yes, right here.
I've been very prosperous in my life.
Good.
And I have a hard time opening up my arms and saying I'm willing to accept more prosperity because I have these fears that something terrible is going to happen.
Okay, was that a family thing?
Family and life experiences.
Okay.
So fear and safety have a lot of meaning.
Okay, so if you're like this, you're a lot safer.
Yeah,
Symbolically.
I really became aware of it when you went to throw open your arms, and I got really fearful, like,
okay, all right,
and I experienced
okay.
it.
All right.
And I don't know what to do to... I have also a fear about, with an affirmation, do I deny some part of myself? Or is there will I, everybody experiences denial and things like that. Will I use an affirmation to hide myself?
I don't know. You might. I don't know whether you will or not. But an affirmation really is like planting a seed in the ground. And an affirmation, remember, it usually doesn't feel true to begin with. Because if it were a truth, you wouldn't need to do an affirmation. What you're trying to do is to create something that you didn't have before. And you're putting a seed in the ground, a new seed. And when you put the seed in the ground, you don't get instant whatever. What you get is a seed in the ground, and you have to nurture it. Now, to want something new in your life is not to deny what you have, unless you're releasing something. And then you don't have to deny it, but you can say, I'm letting it go because it no longer serves me. And now I want to create this new in my life and start the new affirmation going. And remember, if you have had experiences in your life that are not comfortable, on some level they're mirrors of you. We don't always like to hear that, but everything in our life is a mirror of us. So if something's happening out there that's not comfortable, we have to look inside and say, how are we creating it? What is it about me, or what is it within me that believes that I deserve this experience? Because otherwise we wouldn't bring it to us. So perhaps, I would say that perhaps a little more loving yourself would help. Because when you get that flowing, you won't bring in uncomfortable experiences. When I was a little girl, and then when I grew up and started out in the world, my self-esteem was so low, and I had such a terrible self-image that I created awful experiences, just terrible experiences. And that continued until gradually I learned how to use your mind, and that loving yourself is the way to bring good things into your life. And then my experiences changed. But, if you just say, oh, well, it's scary, and if I open myself up, I'll get terrible things, you probably will, until you've changed whatever it is inside of you that attracts that. And that can, yes. Okay, so it's just a question. You say you've had a lot of money, so that's not an issue with you, but you have other areas. See, money isn't the answer. We think it is. We think money is going to take care of everything and we won't have any problems anymore, but it's not our answer. Let's see what this gentleman right here wants to say.
Hi, Louise.
Yes.
My situation with finding a new house is a little different. I love the one I'm in, but I have to move.
Okay.
So a year ago, I also had to move. I didn't love the place I was in, but I ended up loving it, and this new place manifested, which now I love, and which I have to leave.
Okay.
And I'm going out looking at all these places, and every one is like, no, I don't want this, I don't want this. And like a whole month has gone by.
Well, the right place is waiting
out.
for you. The right place is looking for you. Now, you know that you can find a wonderful place. And just know and affirm that the power within you that got you the other place, or the other places, will bring the new one in. And you know it's the perfect place.